Hey guys, I'm back now YouTube today. This one is exposed videos gone too wrong. I can see Deji. I don't know her name, but she friends with James Charles. But without further ado, let's get into the video. I'm sorry.
There's no denying the impact that was made by the gigantic scandal of the beauty community
and
between
before we
James
start,
Charles and Tati Westbrook in
whoever
May.
send
It
me
transcended the beauty
Kit Kat
scene.
like
It even
this,
transcended
shout
YouTube,
outs.
being reported by a number of news sources like CNN, BBC, or the New York Times. For a brief moment, the mainstream
It's just
media
my
even let
favorite
go of
chocolate
PewDiePie's
candy.
corpse to sink their fangs into the fresh feuding beauty gurus. But the ramifications of Tati's takedown of James Charles go far beyond this one isolated case. Soon after, the game of vitamins started to quiet down, and I mean way too soon. We've already started to see people take inspiration and apply the same formula themselves. In my last video, we made an in-depth analysis of what led Tati to turn against James Charles. So if you haven't already, I suggest you take a look at that as well, because in this video, we're going to analyze the aftermath of the bi-sister scandal, as well as the Deji versus KSI beef that has recently resurfaced. Now, there's a lot of obvious similarities between these two cases, but is this a new trend? Has Tati opened a Pandora's box and set a dangerous precedent? And are these 40-minute videos the new diss tracks? Before we get into all of that, I want to take a moment to thank the sponsor of today's video, Honey. You may have noticed I've started increasing the quality and the length of my videos lately, putting upwards of 150 hours into a single video with no guarantee of monetization. So having a sponsor for a video like this means the world to me because it helps me keep this channel going. But Honey is not only helping out the channel, it can also help you save money when you shop online. You know how there's always that promo code box at checkout and you're like, oh man, if only I had a promo code. Well, that's exactly what Honey does. It scans the entire internet with the power of magic and automatically applies a code that can save you a lot of money. Take a look at this. You're on GameStop looking to buy some games. $123? Nope. Honey just saved you $19. You want to get a new toaster from Best Buy? It's $220. Oh man, that's a little much. Honey just saved you $44. Pizza from Domino's? Boom. Honey just saved you $5. Sephora, AliExpress, Amazon, Razer, you name it. Honey probably has a coupon for it. It's free money, literally. Over 100,000 people gave it 5-star reviews on the Google Chrome store. Go to joinhoney.com/Andre or click the link in the description to start saving today. Once again, thank you to Honey for sponsoring us and helping out the channel.
And now we return to our regular program.
We begin today's analysis, surprisingly, with Laura Lee. You may remember last year's meme of this tearless crying lady over here. To make a very brief recap of the Laura Lee scandal, her, Manny MUA, and Jeffree Star were besties. Always together, always collabing, like three happy little piglets in a fairy tale. Until, for some reason, they stopped being friends. Laura Lee and Manny MUA threw some shade at Jeffree Star, who then went into his secret lab and, after pressing a mysterious button, somehow destroyed their careers. Nobody knows exactly what level of involvement Jeffree Star had, but after some old racist tweets resurfaced, both Laura Lee and Manny MUA lost hundreds of thousands of subscribers. To this day, their channels are still bleeding, and without even lifting a finger in public, Jeffree Star fortified his image as a silent career assassin, an agent of karma who shouldn't be.
Sorry about that.
Shouldn't be messed with. Not to mention, he already had a reputation as an OG player on the internet. Jeffree Star was the king of MySpace, had a song with Nicki Minaj way back in 2008, and was called The Next Lady Gaga by Akon in 2010.
I heard it before, Lady Gaga.
He will be the next thing. To me, he's like the male version of Gaga.
Oh, wow. I think reputation is the most valuable thing a person has. Tati's
reputation,
for example, has been that warm, hardworking lady who was consistent with her content and avoided drama. James Charles had the reputation as creative but loud, often being overly sexual on social media, particularly in regards to straight boys. So we have three people with strong reputations: the diligent, drama-free Tati, the I'm into straight boys James Charles, and the agent of karma Jeffree Star. Now, a person's reputation is kind of like credit score. When you go to the bank to take out a loan, they look at your history to see how trustworthy you are. If your credit score is good, they give you more money because you're likely to give it back. If your credit score is bad, however, they're probably going to be like, Not today, Satan. Not today. Because Tati had never resorted to drama to gain popularity, her words weighed 10 times more than they would otherwise. Her credit score was fantastic. Because Jeffree Star had been such a huge influential figure beyond just YouTube, people assumed that his backup for Tati's accusations was based on solid, indisputable evidence. And because James Charles was known to make jokes about pursuing straight boys, allegations of him being a sexual predator weren't outside the realm of possibility. So his quote-unquote bad credit score overlapped with Tati's trustworthiness, and Jeffree Star's astute, long-standing reputation sent James Charles's already problematic public image into a downward spiral real fast. And his initial response, rivaling Laura Lee's for worst apology ever, didn't do him any favors. The words sexual predator were stamped on his forehead, despite there being no proof provided for the allegations whatsoever. So when James Charles came back the second time with his rebuttal, with receipts closing every thread left loose by Tati, all of a sudden the scandal came to an abrupt end. Jeffree Star initially went on Twitter like, "Don't believe him. He's trying to manipulate you all. I have so many receipts of my own.
I will take this predator down with my amazing receipts."
To just a few hours later on YouTube being like, "You know what? I've decided I'm gonna be the bigger person and step away from the drama." I'm sorry, what? There's two options here. Either A, James Charles is indeed a predator, like you said, and by not releasing the receipts, you're covering up for him. Or, and I think this is more likely, B, you don't have the receipts and just made everything up. In which case, you're probably going to be sued for defamation for a lot of money. And judging by Tati's final statement, it looks like that may indeed be the case. I mean, I have been in communication with James Charles through an intermediary, and we believe it's best to put this matter to a rest. That sounds to me like lawyers got involved. No wonder Jeffree Star was like, you know, all those things I said a couple of hours ago? Yeah, that was old Jeffree. This is the new Jeffree. Let's just all get along here. And so, all of a sudden, everyone who threw words around like predator and danger to society is deleting tweets, privating videos, and taking a break for self-reflection. I don't know about you, but this seems hella suspicious to me. This is why I think between creators shouldn't be aired out in public to millions of viewers. The public will always be easily swayed based on their attachment to their favorite creators. And oftentimes there's more to it than the subjective side of one person or another. What's truly concerning though, is that Tati intentionally used advertising techniques in her video, with a link at the top of the description, a card in the corner of the video, and heavy emotional discourse leading the viewer's attention to the product multiple times throughout the video. According to Aristotle, aka the Louis C.K. of ancient Greece, there's three methods of persuasion. There's pathos, which appeals to emotion, logos, which appeals to logic, and ethos, appealing to ethics. And appealing to emotion is by far the most efficient means of persuasion in influencer marketing. That's right, Aristotle may not have known this at the time, but he was low-key an OG influencer. Anyway, of the three persuasion methods, pathos can be found all over Tati's video, which is, at the very least, a little bit suspicious. In her follow-up video, Why I Did It, which again has been privated, she claims she never imagined the video would have such a big impact. But then, why was the advertising so carefully placed? And what about the husband, right? We talked about this in the last video. Tati herself calls her husband a genius in business and marketing. I find it very hard to believe that there wasn't a conversation about selling vitamins with the video before they sat down to film it. FaZe Banks in the video has pointed out how Tati made at least $20 million in sales after the Bye Sister video went viral. And that's just with a minimal conversion rate of 1%. To be honest, based on the emotional pull of the video, I think the percentage could have easily been higher. So it's not impossible that she got $30 to $40 million in the bank as a direct result of exposing James Charles. Now, let me say this loud and clear for everybody in the back to hear. Making unsubstantiated accusations of sexual misconduct and selling a product should never go together. It's like pineapple on a pizza, okay? It's wrong. When that kind of money is in play, it's not just immoral, it's straight up illegal. Just like pineapple on a pizza should be, by the way. But in all seriousness, if
who
nobody
likes pineapple on pizza? Who made
see
this?
this as a great marketing tactic, a way to rise up by publicly tearing somebody else down. And what do you know? That's exactly what happened. Not even a week later, Deji, aka Comedy Shorts Gamer, makes a video on the exact same formula,
go check it out.
exposing his brother KSI. 40-minute long video, check. Wearing some sort of semi-formal clothes to appear trustworthy and professional, check. Putting the word "bye" in the title, check. Emotional intro about the good old days with the person they're about to tear down. State that you're doing this not for personal gain, but for some kind of noble cause.
And you can do anything, and I've always wanted to be that visible thing right here.
that you can make it.
I'm also making this video for anyone who
that
just feels
scared me. I already
suppressed and
said.
scared to come out with anything. I want you to learn from me.
I don't think there's any point in dissecting the Deji video at the moment. That whole situation is a different beast in its own right. But just based on how similar it is to Tati's video, it opens up the concerning issue that people watching this from outside took away the fact that, oh, maybe I can do the same thing. Maybe I'll double my subs just like Tati did. Maybe I'll make 20, 30, 40 million dollars in merch sales.
Don't
It's
do
just
that.
wrong, in my opinion, from a moral standpoint,
Please don't do
legal
that.
standpoint, from literally every standpoint that I can imagine.
There's
What are your
no
thoughts
need
on
to
this?
lie
Do you
on
think it's ever
people
justified
just
the
to get
profits
you
from
fame and
exposing someone you
popular.
personally know?
Don't do
Does
that,
it bother you
guys.
that Deji used Tati's formula
Oh
to
my
expose
gosh,
KSI? Or do you
please
think that
don't
that's
do
just
that.
something we're going to see more and more from now on? Let me
If
know
anything,
down in the
if you
comments.
got more
Once again, thank
subscribers
you to
than
Honey for
me,
sponsoring the video.
I
Thank
should
you
have been
for
the one to do
watching,
it.
and I'll see you again very soon.
Yeah. But yeah, you guys, that's it for today. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell. But like I said, and I was already doing my Kit Kat. But guys, don't do that. Don't. Yeah. Like he said, don't do that. Just please don't do that. If you got 1,000 subscribers, you're successful. Man, what I'm talking about? If you get 2 subscribers, you're successful. Someone out there likes you, man. Don't do that. I don't need everyone else to like me just by going and do things that's wrong. Cause you're still gonna hit harder than rock bottom. Just imagine having 33 subscribers, which I got right now. Line got more fame. Someone replies, bust the case. You go down lower than 33. You go back to 33, and then go to 29, 25, and it gets lower because they don't believe you. But yeah, guys, that's it for today. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell. I'll see you guys next time. Like I said, bring me some more of this Kit Kat. This is delicious.